Well, last episode we put on a show with a 6-0 victory to move into first place, but now with PSG chasing us down, can we stay top of the league? Hey, what's going on, guys? Respect to Jeff here, and I am back with Paris FC, top of the league with a game in hand over Monaco, who are level on points with us. It's been an outstanding start to the season, and things are only going to heat up from here. Tons of great action coming up this episode, but to kick things off, there is an event that's going to make life a little more difficult for us. A stomach bug has hit our club, and several of our key first-team players are now ill and won't be able to play in this match against Strasbourg. Hopefully they bounce back quick. I just took a huge hit to all of their stamina, so ideally they'll recover in the next 2 games, but it's going to make life, like I said, difficult for us here. A lot of key names: Felipe Anderson, Gaetan Lora, Veretout, Llorente, Soleil, Zidane, and the list goes on. So we have to make do with what we got now. Timothy Lotutala, this is his chance to step up in goal. He hasn't had too many minutes, but he's an incredibly promising keeper. Axel Bamba has been benched for the last couple games. He comes back into the fold and can make an impression. And then our academy star Hajam, who has also been struggling for minutes this season, but has played plenty in the past. He can step up and fill in for that spot. In midfield, we look no farther than Samuel Piet, who's been a key player for us over the last few seasons. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to play Diakite. I think we need the offensive threat, but Piet will be an option off the bench. So we make do with what we got for now. Hopefully, we can still get the job done. And with that said, let's get to it. All right, here we go into action, and looking a little different than usual. I think the biggest change of them all is the goalkeeper. Lotutala has not started a league game for us yet, so this is a big test of his abilities. And we'll really see what the team is made of here to the depths of the squad. We know if we have our first team fully fit and we can pick first choice players, we can really get results in the league. Obviously, we're in first place, but now it's a real test for the team to see what we can get with some of the fringe players in the mix. And here we go. Boubakary Soumaré is through on goal, and he finishes. Well, not a bad start to the game at all. It's beautiful ball movement there from Paris FC to just stroke the ball around, wait for the openings, and for a split second there, I forgot Gaetan Lora wasn't in the squad. It seems like the kind of run he usually makes in behind the lines. Really well done from Soumaré there, and a crunching challenge from Axel Bamba, who is back into the lineup and looking pretty solid this time around. Maybe this is a redemption arc for him and some of the other players in the squad. Mitrita centers it now for Garbi, who is among those players looking to make a name for himself this season. And it's games like this that he has to step up and really make an impression, because with Felipe Anderson out, he gets his shot, he starts the game, hasn't been able to score just yet. Now Strasbourg with a nice little bit of possession, unable to defend well, and it is a beautiful spinning turn there to set up the man running out of the ball, and they equalize 1-1. That is outrageous, and really, despite pretty solid defense all game so far, it does undo the game a little bit for us there. And now that the tides have turned 70 minutes into the game, it's a ball across the face of goal that Hajam does deal with, but not well enough, and it's back into the area. Poor marking in the box, and it's a second goal. Game completely flipped on its head, and now we find ourselves chasing with 10 minutes remaining. So it's Garbi and Diakite off. It's Kyle Larin and Samuel Piet on. 2 of the more experienced players for 2 of the younger players coming off. I think we need some cool heads here late in the game. Mitrita now is certainly the last chance we might get here. Kyle Larin runs onto it, first real touch of the ball, and he finishes. Well, he's always going to be behind Lora in the pecking order, but we know he's a solid striker. We know he can score goals. His goals to game ratio is good for us. I think his overall game a little worse than Lora, but what a player to be able to bring off the bench and rescue a point. It's disappointing in the end, especially as we try to hang on to first place, but all in all, not too bad to climb our way back into that game after a disappointing run for a couple minutes, and on we go. All right, well, Soumaré giving us a little bit of trouble here, complaining about being dropped to the bench after the late substitutions there. Not dropped to the bench, rather just subbed off. So I don't know exactly what he's complaining about. We'll give it right back to him. He's an important player for us, though we can't really afford to have him too upset. We don't have the ability like we did with PSG to really drop star players to the bench, especially when we're trying to hang on to a first place position here. And all in all, we like to see the fight from him. It's okay. Maybe he's upset that he didn't get the minutes he wanted. So we'll keep rolling on here. Some of the players starting to recover. Unfortunately, Laura still not there. Felipe Anderson still not there. And we kind of just got to do with a makeshift squad. So it's Laren who gets the start up top. And let's get to it. All right, well, we're back into action and chasing a win. It was unfortunate that we dropped points in that last one. Still in first place, but things are starting to tighten up a little bit. PSG are finally starting to catch up. They had a poor start to the season, but we know their quality, and they will definitely be breathing down our necks all season long. Fortunately, it's a beautiful passing sequence that leads to a goal 15 minutes into the game, and it's none other than Ilias Husni who gets on the end of it, running in from the wing. Fantastic cross there from Vinicius Tobias, who's showing himself to be one of the most promising right backs probably in the entire league, let alone Europe. He's growing leaps and bounds every single game, it seems like. He's able to put in really good crosses, huge attacking threat from that right back position. And on we go, looking for even more here. Paulinho almost got tripped up because the referee is also wearing orange. Kyle Laren, lovely passing here. Soumaré, another chance. Mitrita, my God, what about this build-up from Paris FC? Probably overcomplicated it at the end, but it's been a really, really good performance from us so far here as we approach halftime. Maxwell Cornet passes the ball in. We're still just waiting for an opportunity. Veritude, oh my God, what a goal. Paris FC double the lead, 2-0 just before the halftime whistle, 40 minutes in. It is a perfect strike, but all credit to that pass. Set it up on a platter for him. That is a beautiful assist. He just set him up perfectly. And that's exactly what he's been brought in to do. Paulinho, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He came in to do one thing, and that's just to replace Wabi Kazri, and he's done that and then some. He's a fantastic player, and here he goes again, setting up Kyle Laren, give and go, Paulinho! Oh, what a third goal that could have been. Well, he's running the show out there, the Brazilian, and really both Brazilians, with Tobias as well included in there, are really looking great tonight. But Troy do find an equalizer here with 15 minutes left. Could this be a familiar story for us dropping points? Well, the pressure is definitely on. Minutes left here. A shot from distance. Wow! Unbelievable save. Lucas Zidane stays on his toes to get there. That was going in. And now we just got to see this game out. It's got a mature performance here from the team to just keep their heads at the end and hang on. Really close affair. But we come away with the 3 points. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And as the season rolls on now, things are looking really good for us as we remain in first place. All right, well, as promised, 18 games in, 40 points. We have a 4-point lead over the teams behind us. PSG still 5 points back, but there's a lot of season left to play, and we have some tough games coming up. Lille, our next opponents. But even more pressing is the fact that some of our players are out of contract at the end of this season. We need to lock them down before we hit January. Big names among them, Ilias Husni is one. It's a no-brainer. We need to get him signed. He does. Axel Bamba, despite being kind of on and off in terms of form, he's an academy player. We want to keep him. Gaetan Lora, obviously, he sticks with the squad as well. Now, these are the ones that I'm not too sure about. Fortunately, all of our star players have signed new contracts. I think we're doing a good enough job to keep a hold of the talent we want. But we have those players you saw, Haidara, Laren, they're going to be up out of contract at the end of the season. We'll see what to do with them as we come towards January. And at this point, it's already December 20th, so we're getting pretty close. So let's take a quick couple questions from the community ahead of our next game, and then we'll get straight back to action. Matteo Carreri asks about our striker situation, the fact that we're so reliant on Laura. I think we've seen on the bright side players like Kyle Laren can step up despite not having played a lot. We can always rely on players like Husni as well to chip in with goals, so I'm not overly concerned about our depth, but we will keep an eye on that. I also get a question from Ro about what is our goal for this season? Are we going for top 4? Are we trying to shoot for the title? I mean, all things considered, I think we can push for the title this season. I do worry about our depth, but the ultimate goal is just to finish in a top 4 spot. That's the bare minimum. So with that in mind, we get back to the action. Let's get to it. All right, here we are back into action, and hopefully we can build off of that win in the last game. But Lille, always a tough opponent for us, and it is going to require a lot of focus. Good defending there from the veteran Diego Llorente, who has been absolutely unbelievable this season, enough to drop our captain to the bench and really command the defense as an experienced leader. Paulinho now being slipped through by Gaetan Lora, plays the return ball. Beautiful counter-attacking stuff from Paris FC, who find the opening goal of the game. Kind of against the run of play, if I'm being honest, but it's enough to get us in front, so we'll take it. Really though, Lille keep us on our toes. Absolutely unbelievable pressure from them. We just about see it out defensively, but that doesn't mean it's comfortable by any stretch. Really stretched thin here in the first half. Tobias just about dealing with that one, but my God, we've barely touched the ball, but we still have the goal to show for it. And here we go. Gaetan Lora slipped through again. Could we make this even more? Yes! Oh man! Puts it through the legs of the goalkeeper. You give a player like that the chance through on goal and he is going to capitalize. Gaetan Lora is absolutely unbelievable. He's just so clinical, so fast and strong, and he can just run at a center back like that. Really, no trickery or anything needed. He just runs in a straight line and it results in a goal more or less. Here we have it though. On the other hand, Ilias Husni full of that trickery and he curls one towards the post. Easily could have been a goal there, and the halftime whistle blows. Could it have been a penalty? It looked like he was brought down just about the time he was shooting, but not enough to get a call from the referee. So we take it to the second half here, and Lille, if I'm being honest, still kind of looked the better team, working the ball around well. We are keeping it compact in defense, dealing with things well, and you can see we're comfortable playing out of the back now. Maxwell Cornet especially, and on the other side, Vinicius Tobias, we have two very attacking-minded fullbacks who help us play back to front. And here we have it shaping up again. Cornet puts a ball into the box for Lora, not too far off of scoring again. It could have been a hat trick for him, but not to be just yet. 10 minutes remaining. Umar Soleil clears that one, and Ilias Husni now again finding a lot of success on the counter. We are wide open. Felipe Anderson runs onto it. Is he going to shoot, or will he be unselfish? Yes! Oh my God. Lora finishes with the flare back heel into goal. Just to rub it in a little bit maybe more to Lille. It's been an unbelievable performance from the team. Clinical when it counts. 3 goals off of the counter-attack, and that's the kind of performance that just gets the job done well. 3-0, a clean sheet, 3 big goals from our striker, and most importantly, 3 points to keep us still top of the league. Unreal stuff from all over the pitch. Huge credit to the team. All right, well, a couple offers coming in here. Kyle Larin is going to depart at the end of the season. Haidara has a transfer offer coming in for a pre-contract signing. And we also get a loan offer coming in for Belosian with a huge chance to go out on loan to Ajax, which would be a pretty big deal for him. He's up to 71 overall, still only 19 and showing a ton of promise. So I think we're going to let that one happen on a short loan. We'll see if he can come back at the end of the season, having grown a little bit and maybe play a role next season. But as of now, he's not getting many minutes, and we really got to stick with the lineup that's working for now. We need every point we can get. So we're going to get straight back into the action in another home match. Let's get to it. All right, well, the games keep rolling in, and so do the goals. Gaetan Lora has scored 16 already. I think this is game 19, maybe? I mean, he's not far off of a goal a game right now, and if he keeps this up, he's pretty easily on track to break 30 goals. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but it could be an unbelievable season for him. Gaetan Lora, unselfish, though, to play it through for Paulinho, who cannot finish. Well, we know he's magical on the ball. He can pick out a pass. Finishing, not his strongest attribute. I think he'd have a fair few goals if he could hit the ball, strike it just a little cleaner than he usually does. But he definitely still has an important role to play in the team, and Gaetan Lora now cuts it back for Soumaré. Dominant performance here so far. Ilias Husni, oh, how about that? He's feeling confident as well as we really run the game early on here, but no goal to show for it. Here we go, Husni taking his man on, and he's into the box, tripped up. Beautiful footwork from our young wonder kid, and he does enough to win a penalty here. This is our chance to break through, and it's Veretout to step up. Saved. Unbelievable. Well, this is unfortunately starting to get the makings of a game that we might control, but have trouble scoring in. Lora lets it run for Felipe Anderson, who hits it all wrong. Oh man, really great, genuinely beautiful chances are not enough to get us a goal. As we go into the second 45 minutes here, we have 2.4 expected goals. Nothing to show for it yet, and I think if the second half is anything to go by, we should really go in and score some goals if we can keep up the pace. And hopefully flip some of this expected goals to actual goals in our favor. Now it's been a pretty quiet second half here, which unfortunately does favor the opposition, and Luka Zidane with an unbelievable mistake. Oh no! Well, that is just horrible. Lets it run under no pressure into the goal. It was a poor touch. I don't know if it took a bobble right before it hit his foot, but that's just about the worst kind of own goal you will ever see. Unbelievable, shocking stuff here. And unfortunately, Luka Zidane, who is kind of known to be error-prone, we thought he shook it off, but still struggling with mistakes here or there, and this one could cost us. Ilyas Husni now looking to shape up for a chance, and it's Veretout through on goal, saved. Paulinho off the follow-up, saved again, and again Diakite off the bar. What? Oh man, we have thrown everything at this game and we're not done yet. Veretout, another save from the keeper. Diakite again. Well, that's 5 chances in rapid succession. Not enough to do anything here. Oh man, in this game we really should be in front. Not enough just yet. Paulinho, still chance here though. Twisting, turning, lovely stuff, and he finds the goal. 1-1. Game on. We still got a chance here. Unfortunately though, time is definitely running out, but we've thrown everything we have at this. We've created chances. Unbelievable silky footwork there. Still not the best finish, but it's enough to sneak it past the goalkeeper, who made a mistake, albeit not as bad as ours. And this time it does cost us here. Luka Zidane, a huge culprit there. A mistake at the back. We really didn't concede any other chances, but it's enough to blow the chance for us here, and 1-1 is the final result. 5 expected goals to 0.3. The game ends 1-1. That's a heartbreaking one. We definitely should have come away with all 3 points. All right, well, a small slip-up is enough to keep us top of the league, but my God, it's getting tight. 3 points now separate us and PSG. It's going to be a really tight run-in for the title here. With 18 games left to play, we're about halfway through the season. Still all to play for, and still very narrow margins. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to switch some of the shirt numbers up. Paulinho gets number 19. I know some of the new signings didn't necessarily have super realistic numbers, so we'll change that. Jordan Veretout's going to grab the number 14 from Haidara, who is probably on his way out. Doesn't matter too much. Felipe Anderson can grab the number 11. He really has a place in the squad now. And some of these players, all of these players really that have signed this season are contributing big time. So let's keep the ball rolling. Let's get back into action. Most importantly, let's get a win. All right, here we go. Looking to make up the rights from the wrongs that happened in the last game. Well, it was a huge mistake from the goalkeeper, but we're going to stick with him. It's a one-off mistake. Until it becomes a running theme here, we won't get too down about it. And on the bright side, the team looks to kick things off right away. 20 minutes into the game, Gaetan Lora finds a goal. Like usual, I don't know what else we would expect at this point. He just scores for fun. And really, he's the sole reason why we're so dominant this season up top. Umar Soleil doing better after struggling a little bit, both he and Bamba this season. I think we're starting to see our best partnership with Diego Llorente and Soleil, the partnership back there. And here we go again. Gaetan Lora has the first chance, but Soleil makes a huge galloping run out of the box, box to box, all the way into the opposition area to score that. And really, if you remember, he was the one who started the whole move off by winning the ball back. Really, really good performance from our center back in this game. Paulinho now gets it forwards to Mitrita, who's playing a solid role this season despite not being a guaranteed starter anymore. And Paulinho, beautiful footwork, casual as you like. Well, he is stepping it up a notch here. Paulinho's been unbelievable. Up there with signings of the season, I think. I mean, he's been probably our most impactful new signing. Although that's saying a lot because we've had a lot of really good signings come in and make an impact this season. Well, his footwork is genuinely just unbelievable. Best dribbler in the team. Which is saying a lot because we have players like Husni, Soumaré who really are in control of the ball. But we got to be careful here to not slip up with 20 minutes left as the opposition finds a fantastic goal through a strike from the wrong side of the net. Somehow finds it into the top corner. And then a hopeful ball over the top finds the feet of Gaetan Lora, who finishes. He's just a cheat code at times, isn't he? That definitely puts the game to bed if it wasn't already. 4-1, a resounding victory here for Paris FC, and sometimes it's just as simple as that. When you got a striker who's that strong, that fast, and that good of a finisher, all you really need is a good, accurate pass behind him. So 4-1, the final result. 3 points to get us back into winning ways. On the bright side, we slipped up a couple of times, but they were just draws, so salvage us some points. And as things stand, the title race is on. All right, well, this could be our make or break game. 21 games into the season, it's Marseille up next. We still have a lot of huge games coming up in the season. PSG, I think we still have yet to play Monaco, Lyon, Stade Rennes, a couple of these teams. So huge games coming up next that will come next episode though. If you guys want to join the Discord chat, get some of the behind the scenes and actually help shape the series and really make your mark on it, feel free to join, link in the description. You can also go now, check respectthejeff.com out. You can click on the tab for the Battle for Paris. You can see all the stats across all the seasons. Pretty cool stuff if you want to get more behind the scenes in on this series. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, but I'll be back soon with next episode. And until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.